I wonder. Click. They're coming after our children now. They're crossing the line. Your parental instincts are going to trump your political views. I don't care if you're a Democrat, Republican. If we can agree on one thing, that children should be protected, then right now in this crazy, crazy moment in time, we are on the same team. Insane. And so I'm sitting here, I'm watching it happen in real time. I'm like, they're not even trying to hide it from us anymore. Oh my God, it blows my mind, dude. So then I wake up the next morning and Facebook, gone. They deleted me completely. They were censoring me the very next day. The First Amendment is dead, you guys. The government has the technology to spread propaganda and misinformation like we've never seen in history. This is legit the Great Reset. It's happening right now. We deserve to know what's really going on. This is the Uncensored Truth. What's up, guys? It's Jeremy with the Uncensored Truth, the podcast designed to free your minds from the grips of the mainstream media by giving you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the uncensored truth. Omicron. Does that scare you guys? Does it even sound scary? It's not. You should not be scared of it. It really, really isn't scary at all, people. But if you've been paying attention to the mainstream media, The View, CNN, MSNBC, Fox, any of them, I don't know about Fox, but most of the media outlets out there, and it really everybody, politicians, whatever, they're going to tell you that this thing is horrible. It's the next worst thing. And I don't know if it's because it sounds scary, because it really doesn't, but that's what they're pushing forward here. And the reality is it's not. Even though you're going to see lockdowns everywhere, they're starting to reinforce these lockdowns and put in these insane freaking rules, laws again, just so that we can get through this. The fact is, it's not that bad. You don't need to be terrified of Omicron. You just don't, man. This is going to be a little bit shorter episode, you guys. I am really sorry, but hopefully it's a good one. I just got a lot of stuff that I got to do today, so I still wanted to come on and just record some shit. I know that I just released one yesterday or the day before yesterday. So you just got an episode from me, but I actually made that a week ago. It's probably outdated. I mean, the way news cycles, it was outdated an hour after I recorded it, but it took me a little bit to get it uploaded, and I apologize for that. But this one here, I'm doing today, Wednesday, should have it up tonight, or Thursday morning, which is what I usually do. So some of that news will be a little newer for you, a little fresh, and a little updated, and hopefully it's a little better episode than the last one. I apologize for the last episode, I really do, but I kind of went hard too. I was talking about the vaccine in a way that most people don't like, so that my shit might even be deleted before you can even watch this episode. Who knows? We'll see. But according to this headline here, Norwegian COVID expert says Omicron could provide best scenario of natural immunity, and that's what I'm getting at here. If you guys know any, I mean, you don't even have to be a doctor, virologist, immunologist, scientist, whatever. You don't have to be an expert in this field to know that if you have natural immunity, you are in really good shape of beating this. And in fact, that's how we get herd immunity. We have a large majority of the world's population having natural immunity to this virus. That's how you beat it, guys. And that's why this is a really good thing, because it's very transmissible. So normally that's a scary thing, but with a variant that is very mild, that is only showing certain symptoms, nobody's died of it yet. A lot of people have had it, nobody's died yet. That's a good thing. I'm not saying that nobody will die, because there's probably people who will die of it, but very, very minimal. Unless, of course, they start lying about this and making it look really, really bad, because they have to. Let's face it, they need these restrictions in place. These globalists, they love their control, so they're probably going to manipulate the stories and change the narrative around this variant, but don't be fooled. The dominant variant is Delta. Delta, according to the people out there, Delta's dangerous. It's not necessarily to most people, but to people with comorbidities, people who have a weak immune system, the Delta variant can be harmful to you. It can actually cause you to get extremely sick and in some cases die. So yeah, the Delta variant sucks. All right. That's if it is what they say it is. I still have a ton of questions about this whole fucking thing, but whatever. Let's not get into that. The Omicron variant is very mild. Nobody has died of it so far. And what that means for us, and what this headline is saying, is that it's the best case scenario for us to reach natural herd immunity. Let me read this a little bit for you guys so you can get into it. COVID experts in Norway say that Omicron variant being highly transmissible but milder could prove to be the best scenario because it would boost natural immunity and bring the end of the pandemic closer. The country's state epidemiologist Frode Forland, I think that's how you say it, Frode Forland, was responding to news of the biggest Omicron outbreak outside of South Africa, which occurred at an Oslo Christmas party. As many as 120 people who attended the restaurant and bar on the night of November 26th have now tested positive for coronavirus, about half of whom have screened positive for Omicron. So a lot of these people have the Omicron variant, and it happened all in just one night. So clearly that means that it's transmissible, very easily transmissible. But nobody has died. Like, there's a lot of people who have had this. This is outside of South Africa. This is what is it again? Where are we at? We're in this is outside of South Africa. Excuse me. So this is where this originally started, was in South Africa. Now it's obviously moved outside of that, but a lot of people have had this. Still, we do not have anybody who has died from it, and that is a very, very good thing, because what that means is, again, I hate to be repetitive and sound redundant here, but that means that the more people who get it, the quicker we are going to reach natural immunity. And if this becomes the dominant variant, because right now the Delta variant is the dominant variant, then if this becomes the dominant variant, it'll kill it out. It'll give us natural immunity, and it won't matter if we see these other variants. We will be immune to it. And that's what you want. You don't have to take a vaccine for some shit like that. So this is a good thing, people. An infectious disease doctor here, Tyne Ravlo, revealed they have symptoms like fever, cough, headache, muscle pain, fatigue, but for now, none of them have become severely ill, and none of them have been treated in the hospital for this. I don't know if that was a few days ago. I don't know if that's changed since then, but I know that nobody's died so far. That brings me to The View. Now, these idiots on The View are blaming the unvaccinated for the creation of this very mild Omicron, but again, Omicron's extremely deadly. Like, this is something we need to be very, very scared of. So they're not under the assumption that this is actually a good thing, but still, they're blaming the unvaccinated for the Omicron variant. And these are people who know absolutely nothing about COVID-19, know nothing about fucking science, nothing about facts, nothing about anything. They're fucking idiots. And they're talking about this shit to their millions of idiotic fans, and they're saying idiotic shit, and these idiots are believing this idiotic shit. This chick talks about how the narrative was, well, if you're vaccinated, then why do you care if I get vaccinated? You should be fine, right? Well, now she's saying that the only reason we are where we are right now is because of the unvaccinated, because the Omicron variant is growing inside of the bodies of the unvaccinated. That is not true. There's zero evidence to back that up. She's fucking dumb. So she's saying some shit that has zero evidence to back it up. She's telling people that the unvaccinated created this variant, and that's absolutely not true. Zero evidence, none. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but the New Zealand Prime Minister is crazy. This girl has a clip that is getting around social media where she says, there's not going to be an endpoint to this vaccination program. Here's some of the stuff that she said in this clip. There's no foreseeable end to the effort to jab everyone. COVID vaccines will continue to plague New Zealanders indefinitely. She had an interview later on. Listen to some of the shit that she said in this interview. She's a shill, man. None of what she says has any evidence whatsoever, and she's just pushing this fucking this control freak narrative that the globalists want to hear. So she's just getting on the good side of the globalists because when all of this shit comes crashing down, she wants to be standing still. She wants to gosh dang it. My God, I'm sorry. How stupid. I'm not kidding, man. And this shit is not on purpose, people. So, of all the times that this has happened, 0 times has it happened on purpose. I'm not kidding. Anyways. That's an airplane. Hopefully it's not fucking war going on, which we're going to get to that here in a little bit because we got some tensions in the world, but sounds like a B-1. Hopefully that doesn't geotag exactly where I'm at in this world so you guys can come and kill me. Anyways, she believes there's not going to be an endpoint to this vaccination program. That sucks. Even those who've been double jabbed will be targeted by the government for booster jab follow-ups. Obviously, we're rolling out boosters now, so we've got another wave of people that we need to make sure we're protecting again. So those who were vaccinated 6 months ago, we really need them to come back or we need to go get them. Yeah, right. Come and get me. See what happens. I'm not vaccinated at all. So you're going to have to start from square one with me, but it ain't going to happen. Come and get me and see what the fuck happens. I don't know if you guys heard about this, but Elon Musk says civilization is going to crumble if people don't have more children. This is the opposite of what the globalists want. I don't know if you guys know this. Globalists like Klaus Schwab, Fauci, Bill Gates, the UN, the United Nations, they want to see the population decrease drastically. I've been saying this for a long time. You guys already know this. If you've been watching my previous videos, that's the idea behind the Great Reset, even though they don't say it out loud. They've been saying it for years. Depopulation is their goal because there's just too many people on the planet. People are cancer to the planet. So, their goal is to have less people. And Elon Musk, who I still can't figure out what side he's on because he's one of the richest people in the world, probably the richest. I don't know. I got to look it up again. But this guy, I can't tell where he stands. But right now he's telling us that we need to have kids, man. We need to have more children because that's how this world survives. Elon Musk says that depopulation, not overpopulation, will be the biggest crisis facing humanity and that civilization is going to crumble if birth rates in the West continue to rapidly decline, because that is happening right now, regardless of what they tell you. Musk made the comments during the Wall Street Journal CEO Council earlier, whatever day that was. I can't remember the exact day that he did it, but the other day. Despite the planet nearing a population of 8 billion, people, the father of 6 said there was still not enough people on Earth. I think one of the biggest risks to civilization is the low birth rate and the rapidly declining birth rate. He also kind of took a swipe at transhumanism, asserting that the trend amongst elites to try and live forever would create negative outcomes for human ingenuity. Which is weird because I think he's kind of behind some of that shit. The reason I say that is because he's developing the Neuralink, which is a chip long story short, the technology behind that is life-extending technology that really the ultra-rich are the only ones who can afford this technology, but you'd have to look into it. I don't know much about it. I just know that the goal behind it is to extend someone's life. It's to help you live longer, if not forever. That's impossible right now, maybe, but it's weird. This guy's got... These people have the money that... I mean, if I had more money, if I were to somehow come across wealth, not like insane wealth, but just some money, I'd buy maybe a little bit nicer car, a little more reliable car. I'd buy a bigger house, something that would better fit what I need, maybe some land, whatever. That's the type of shit that I think of. Now, these people have the I can make you disappear money. These people have global economic shifting money. They can change the world's economy with their money. So trying to help these ultra-rich, narrow-minded motherfuckers live longer may not be a very good idea. And so that's why I don't understand, a lot of what Elon Musk says or what he believes or what he's developing. But at the same time, a lot of what he says to the public, I do believe. I can get behind that shit, and I really hope the dude's genuine. I really do, because that we need somebody with power to get behind us, to get behind the freedom fighters and whatever you want to fucking call us. We're called terrorists now, essentially. Anybody who goes against the mainstream narrative is a terrorist and a racist, regardless of your race. Speaking of the richest people in the world, it is no doubt that the COVID crisis has made the rich richer and the poor poorer. Let me read this for you. According to a major study that was done recently, a share of wealth owned by the world's super rich soared during the coronavirus pandemic, while 100 million people sank into extreme poverty. According to the World Inequality Report released the other day, the top 1% took 38% of all additional wealth accumulated since the mid-90s, whereas the bottom 50% captured 2% of the wealth. That's insane. Like, the discrepancy there is huge. I'm not an economist, but I can definitely get behind the fact that the world's richest people grew their wealth exponentially during this crisis. Some of the richest people in the world doubled, if not tripled, their wealth just during the crisis, during a time when businesses were shut down, where millions of people lost their income because they were unable to go to work. They were unable to do what they normally did to fucking feed their children, to live their life. And during that time, the richest people in the world doubled and sometimes tripled their wealth. That's crazy, people. The economy is in a really bad place right now. There's no way to hide that. I mean, even the mainstream media is reporting that. And Biden and his team have actually met with the mainstream media to help reshape the narrative behind the economy, to try and help them look better than what they are right now, because even the Democrats are talking shit about Biden and the way he's handled our economy, the way the economy is right now. There's just no way to hide the fact that we are in some trouble, and there's no signs of it getting better whatsoever. Inflation, fucking unemployment, all that. We were in a bad spot right now, people, and we need somebody to come in and fix this shit now. The only way we're really going to be able to fix it is if we get past COVID to this horrible, scary variant, Omicron. Like I'd mentioned earlier, tensions are pretty high right now. The U.S. government, I believe, actually threatened Russia with actual nuclear action, which is terrifying. Russia is legitimately knocking on the door of Ukraine right now. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they are invading Ukraine more than they already have this second. But tensions are higher than they have ever been, I guess, at least since the World Wars. The only difference now is people got nuclear weapons, and a lot of them, and that's fucking terrifying, people. You think that COVID was bad? Just wait till you see how many people die from a world war, a modern world war with nuclear weapons and the technology that people have now. That's going to be crazy. And maybe that's the goal. Who knows? But I'm just letting you guys know that tensions are really high right now. And the U.S. and Russia right now, not good. Like, the tensions are not good. Just kind of keep that in the back of your mind. Pay attention to it, because I wouldn't be surprised if some shit goes down, people. And if shit does go down, we're going to need to stand together. We're going to need each other, because that's the only way we're going to survive. Like, if there's an all-out world war, and I don't mean like everybody's fighting over there in Russia or Ukraine or whatever. I'm talking like if there's ever a moment when the world is at war, that's when God comes back and says, you guys done fucked up. I'm taking over again, which he's always been in charge. But anyways, shit's about to hit the fan, I have a feeling. And when that does happen, we're going to need each other. And you know what? The reality is they're coming after our children now. And that's the time when you kind of got to draw a line in the sand. And you know what? I'm going to close with this. I really am, because this is important, and it's something that we need to know, because they're crossing the line. And I believe that this moment here is when we all will come together, regardless of our political stance, regardless of our race, anything. You know, I believe that children are where we can actually come together, and that's the time where we can tell them, enough is enough, guys. This is some bullshit. You need to get away from our fucking kids. Realistically, it started at the beginning of November, when the FDA finally announced that the vaccine has been approved for kids. Not all kids, but I believe 5 and up. And that's insane. children have virtually no chance of dying of COVID. I mean, to date, I still do not know of one kid who has died of COVID alone. Now, again, the way they word this is fucking tricky. They've died from complications of COVID or with COVID. Now, most of the kids who died that had COVID died of cancer or meningitis, some other shit, leukemia, whatever. They died of that and happened to have COVID at the time. I still do not know of a single child who has gotten sick from COVID and died of COVID alone while otherwise being healthy. That's the truth. And again, if I'm wrong, somebody show me the evidence. I want to see whether it be a report or something showing me of a child that has died of COVID and COVID alone while being otherwise healthy. And so they've approved this vaccine for emergency use for kids 5 and older, I believe. Again, I believe it's 5 and older, but they've approved the vaccine for emergency use. Now, what is the emergency? Parents are losing the right to be parents over their children. They are losing the right to be able to tell their kids or decide whether or not their kids wear a mask, whether or not they are vaccinated. They are losing that right. They are looked at as domestic terrorists if they let their little kids run around without being vaccinated. Kids are not going to harm you. And again, if you're vaccinated, who fucking cares? Who cares if I'm vaccinated? Who cares if other people are unvaccinated if you are vaccinated? Again, this narrative that they created was designed to make you scared of an unvaccinated person. You shouldn't have to worry about me whether I'm vaccinated or not because your risk does not change. It's virtually unchanged whether I'm vaccinated or not. Do not worry about what the fuck I'm doing or what my child is doing. It has no effect on you whatsoever. So why do you care? Big tech censors anybody who talks about the effectiveness of the vaccine. Big tech censors anybody who talks about people being harmed from the vaccine. So you get your kids vaccinated and something happens and you try to tell people about it, they're going to censor you. You're not going to be able to tell your story if your kid is harmed from this vaccine. You just won't be able to. Why is that? It's because they want absolutely every single person on this planet vaccinated, regardless of the fact that there is a variant out there that is very mild, spreading like crazy, that could potentially put an end to this. But they do not want this to end. They love this control. They love the power they're given to be able to just any day say, you're locked down, you get a vaccine, everybody's getting a vaccine, and they're still going to have to wear masks and say lockdown for the rest of their lives because I said so. It's stupid, man. This is crazy. Clown world is what they like to call it. What is up is really down. We're living in an upside down world. We're living in clown world. This place is a madhouse. But again, like I said, I think this is where they draw the line because your parental instincts are going to trump your political views. I think when it comes time, no, there's still some crazies out there that just do not care that statistically your kid is not going to die from COVID, yet they're still going to stick them with a fucking vaccine that we don't know about. Again, I mean, to be honest, we don't know. I don't know. I can just look at the news. I can just look at the statistics out there. I can look at the VAERS website and I can just see what I think is happening. I'm not going to tell you whether you should or shouldn't. If you want to get the vaccine, get the vaccine. But do not get pissed off if I don't. Do not get mad if my kid's running around without a mask. Don't get mad if my kid's running around unvaccinated. That's my choice. It is. I don't have to fucking do what you did to be a good person. I can make my own decision. It's a free world, allegedly, so I should be able to make decisions, especially medical decisions, on my own. I don't need your help. But again, this is where I think we can all come together, really. I don't care if you're a Democrat, Republican. I don't give a shit what race you are. I don't care if you spend your weekends talking about the LGBTQ apostrophe lowercase m $ upside down hashtag, which is actually a right side up hashtag. I don't know if you guys know that. But if you're a part of that community, I don't give a fuck. Do what you do, man. I'm okay with you doing what you do. But regardless, if we can agree on one thing, that children should be protected, then right now in this crazy, crazy moment in time, we are on the same team. We are. We care about the same thing, and that is our children. I don't know if you care about my children, but I've only, whatever. My point is, we are on the same team right now. So we should be able to stand together and say, leave our kids alone. All in all, it's just another brick in the wall. Just joking. Sorry for doing that, guys. That was weird. But I bet it sounded pretty good because I can sing. I'm an amazing singer. That's probably not true at all. So I apologize for what I just did there. And I think I'm going to call her quits right now, guys. I know, again, this was a short episode, but I got shit to do, and you probably do too. So you don't want to have to listen to my garbage anymore. Again, if this is your first time watching this video, please subscribe YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Gab, Getter, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, baby. MeWe. I'm everywhere, people. Those are all the places I'm about ready to be deleted from. So while you can still come and see me and subscribe and like and follow and all that shit, please do so because it helps out a ton. So yeah, I think that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you for watching. And until the next time, keep your eyes open because there's some shit going on. See ya. Boom, baby. Took me a little bit. You thought you had me. I was packing a boom, baby, and there's no way you're gonna catch me without the boom, baby. Oh, I broke something. See ya. Sorry.